Joins us with some important information. What's new starts right now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Well, happening right now, Joe Biden is in the Buckeye State. You're looking live there inside of the James Cancer Center in Columbus. That's Ohio State's James Cancer Center. And he's been visiting that area throughout the afternoon, getting to talk about health care cost cuts. We are awaiting remarks from the president coming up in just a little bit. We will get those and turn those around and tell you and share with you what the president had to say during his visit today in the Buckeye State. Boy, what beautiful weather he had here as the touchdown took place with Air Force One. Thank you so much for choosing What's New today. I'm Betsy Kling alongside my co-host Jay Crawford.
Betsy, great to have you back. We're learning more information about yesterday's mass shooting in Boulder, Colorado that killed 10 people, including a police officer.
We have multiple calls coming from inside of people that have barricaded themselves inside.
Here now is a look at all 10 victims who died in yesterday's horrific rampage. One is Boulder police officer Eric Talley, who was the first on the scene. Tonight, the shopping center is on lockdown and police are still searching for evidence. NBC's Jay Gray is in Boulder, Colorado, where we're beginning to learn more about the man whose actions terrorized an entire community.
There's an uneasy silence in this stunned community. Just 24 hours after the deadly chaos here.
Multiple people down. So far, one officer down.
10 people gunned down in this Boulder, Colorado supermarket.
They had family and friends, loves and passions and dreams of tomorrows that will no longer come for them. We feel these losses in our bones.
Those lost range in age from 20 to 65 years old. That include Eric Talley, a 51-year-old father of 7 and veteran Boulder police officer. The first on the scene, he rushed toward the gunfire.
He cared about this community. He cared about Boulder Police Department. He cared about his family. And he was willing to die to protect others.
Investigators say this man, 21-year-old Ahmad Alyssa, carried out the killing spree. They're not sure why, but do believe he acted alone. He faces 10 counts of first-degree murder.
Nothing can fill the void for the families and their loved ones, but I could promise you that we will hold him accountable.
For survivors, the shock and disbelief now giving way to the painful realities of the attack.
It's definitely been rough. I mean, waking up this morning, processing everything, it's definitely been hard. It's harder than it was yesterday, just thinking about the friends that I lost.
Scars that may never fully heal here. There's been a steady stream of mourners leaving cards, candles, and flowers drawn here, they say, trying to understand what happened and to honor the victims. Jay Gray, NBC News, Boulder, Colorado.
Jay, thank you very much. We have more on this senseless tragedy up on our website, WKYC.com. It's also available on the 3 News app. Now on your feet at 5, there are new concerns today about AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine. Yesterday, the company released results from clinical trials in the United States saying that it is 79% effective in protecting against the virus. But now the National Institutes of Health released a statement expressing concern about the study. The agency says it was notified that AstraZeneca may have used outdated information, which might have provided an incomplete view of the efficacy data. Our Monica Robbins talked with Dr. Faadi Abdul Rasul with NEO Med, and he said there are a lot of factors that go into determining efficacy.
Our genetic makeup has a lot to do with it. So, and then were there a lot of other variants of the virus out there as well? And so there's a lot of factors that go into figuring out how effective a vaccine is going to be. And, especially with the AstraZeneca vaccine, there have been a lot of concerns in Europe with blood clots and with all this other information as well. So I think the FDA really is going to need to stop and really look at the information that's out there I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen with the AstraZeneca vaccine.
Dr. Abdul Rasul also says that if AstraZeneca can explain its results better, there is a good chance the FDA will approve this drug in mid-April.
Well, as we know, it is tax season, and that also means it's tax scam season. The phone calls are already being made in Northeast Ohio to try and trick people out of their money. Romney Smith reports on a 3 News viewer who immediately flagged a fake.
Tax time is already stressful enough, and with changes to laws, stimulus payments, and more complications, the last thing you want to do is fall for a scam. But the calls are being made.
It looks like it could significantly reduce or even eliminate any of the tax debt you may have. Give me a call back as soon as you get this message, as it's pretty urgent.
That's a voicemail to a 3 News viewer flagged as a way to scam her out of money. Keep in mind, the IRS will provide exact information in terms of what they'll ask you and what they need from you in a very specific way.
Typically, that's done via, a letter. It's very rarely done via a phone call or an email. So just be very suspicious of those questions coming in that manner to you.
McGivney also says that once the scammer starts talking about money and how to pay them, be very suspicious.
I think where a lot of people are scammed is when they're asked for payment through either a gift card or a debit card or a wire transfer. The IRS will not do that. They have very specific methods that in order to pay them, it's never through those methods.
If you're unsure if a call or voicemail is real or not, your best bet is just to simply call the IRS directly to inquire.
Anyone in the house? Anyone in the house? Come on.
You gotta get him away from the fire. Turn the ball.
Now, you might remember this story. This was a fire rescue we first reported on in January. It shows a state trooper running into a house attached to one that's on fire. He saved a man in his wheelchair while 2 Cleveland police officers rescued his wife. Today, those officers were honored for their heroism and bravery.
Oh, my goodness. Well, the Cleveland Division of Police officers Molly Medeiros and Corey Rose were presented with a certificate of recognition, and Ohio State Patrol Trooper Hiram Morales received the Superintendent's Citation of Merit Award. Morales does not want to be called a hero, and he said he didn't hesitate to spring into action because, well, it's the right thing to do.
That could have been my grandfather. That could have been a family member who's got a disability, And whether it was pushed on a wheelchair, on my shoulders, or rolled, you want to get out.
The Superintendent Citation of Merit Award that was given to Trooper Morales is one of the most prestigious awards that can be given to an Ohio State trooper. The division's highest honor for valor, the O.W. Merrill Award, chooses its winners from those who receive citations of merit. Betsy, I know Officer Morales says he doesn't want to be called a hero. The word hero is thrown around a lot. Those officers, any officer who runs towards danger to save others, they're true heroes. They really are.
And that's what they commit to doing, and they do it without even thinking twice. It's just such an honor to get to, have a conversation with somebody just doing their job, quote, quote, but man, what an incredible job that they do. So thank you so much to all of our police and fire and our troopers out there. We really do appreciate it.
We absolutely do. Next on What's New. So what's really in those health supplements that so many of us take every single day? Senior health correspondent Monica Robbins looks into that for us.
And we know Jamie Foxx is an incredible actor. He practically became Ray Charles. That's one of my favorite roles he's ever done. Well, wait until you hear who Foxx will portray in his next big project. That's ahead in today's Pop Break.
I can't wait to see it. I just can't wait. And Matt Wintz, how long will this beautiful weather stick around?
Well, Jay Crawford, I think that's the question on everybody's mind this afternoon. We've had a beautiful stretch, a live look at CSU Cam. You can see we've got a lot of the high clouds around today. We're going to turn those clouds into some showers over the next couple days, even some thunderstorm chances. We'll talk you through it coming up in the forecast.
Good stuff, Matt. Thank you so much. And this afternoon, our Save Our Sauce takes us to some of the best barbecue in Parma. It's Barbecue Smokehouse. Those who are true barbecue diehards flock here for some of the best beef brisket, pulled pork, baby back ribs, and sausage in town. Oh yeah. Check this out as far as this restaurant goes with more restaurant recommendations from our Doug Tratner at WKYC.com/saveoursauce. Man, that'd be so good for dinner tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to What's New. So many of us during the pandemic started loading up on vitamins, particularly vitamin D, and taking supplements. It was all in an effort to boost our immune systems because we had heard that stronger immune systems can help us from catching the coronavirus. But are we doing it right? Or could we actually be putting our bodies more at risk? Our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, just started a podcast. I love the name of it. It's called Health Yeah. And this week's feature episode is the vitamin guide you didn't know you needed.
This is Health Yeah, your weekly update on what's going on in the health, wellness, and medical world with Monica Robbins.
Health Yeah, this podcast had to start with some sass and a little rock and roll, but the info you'll be able to listen to goes far beyond the normal 90-second news story. I'm bringing you clear, concise, simple to understand medical information that you can put to use in your everyday life. For example, this week's episode is about vitamins and supplements. Even I learned a few things that I was doing wrong. Neomed's Dr. Fadi Abdul-Rasul is a pharmacist and walks us through what we need to know and maybe more importantly, how not to waste our money. For example, did you know not to take certain minerals with antibiotics?
That iron supplement can actually bind the antibiotic, which would cause it to not work as effectively.
What should you look for on the bottle to make sure you're getting quality ingredients in an unregulated industry?
For that USP seal on it, USP stands for United States Pharmacopoeia. And so that basically is telling you that that company uses good manufacturing practices in their facilities when they're creating or when they're developing those vitamins and supplements.
This is the 6th episode available on Health Yeah. The others include interviews relating to colon cancer, Medicare fraud, how to manage your health insurance, and what you should have in your COVID medicine cabinet. Check in each week for a new episode. And if you have topic ideas, don't hesitate to send them my way. And you can find Health Yeah wherever you download your podcasts, including Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Google, SoundCloud, or you can just go to WKYC.com to find links and episodes. And I'm also putting video versions on my YouTube channel, Monica Robbins, as well as WKYC's YouTube channel. I hope you'll check it out and send me ideas too. You can send them on my Facebook page, Monica Robbins WKYC, or on my Twitter and Instagram at Monica Robbins. Jay.
All right. First of all, I love the name. I think it's absolutely catchy. And I know you mentioned some of the episodes that you've already loaded. What are some of the future episodes that you're working on?
I just interviewed an Israeli researcher who is looking into whether vaccinated pregnant women can pass protection onto their fetus. And so far, preliminary studies look good, but now they want to know when during pregnancy should a woman be vaccinated, and also what you need to know about your medical bills, why there is now a law that says you have the right to know the exact cost of a procedure before you get it. It's all about know before you go, Jay.
You know what? I can't wait for that one, because I've always been absolutely dumbfounded by the fact that everything in life we purchase has a price tag on it, except healthcare. We get this pop quiz bill in the mail, and I've always thought that was backwards, and I'm glad that's changing. I can't wait to see that podcast. Monica, thanks.
You got it. Sure.
All right, well, we swing from Health Yeah to Hail Yeah with Matt Wintz. You knew I was going there. I mean, that's just too good to pass up, you know. No hail immediately in the forecast, but we do have some thunderstorm chances are going to start to pop up around here.
Yeah, we definitely do, Betsy. I thought you were going to go the weather or not route or something like that. But yeah, we could go the more less family-friendly version for sure.
Hail, H-A-I-L. Come on. That's very family-friendly.
Oh, got it. Okay.
You knew where she was going. Hey, Matt, I don't know if you're aware of this. We're going to talk about this later in the show. Today is National Puppy Day, and so I thought that'd be a great word for you to try to work into your weather forecast. Puppy. So there you go.
Fantastic. I know you've been peeking at Betsy Kling's calendar that tells 8 different kinds of days that it is today. But Puppy Day today, that's great. Okay.
That's a great day.
All right, we'll go with that in the forecast. Beautiful weather today. Once again, folks, we had the high clouds today kind of, battling that top temperature mark today. We were talking about how it'd be a matter of if that sunshine would be enough to warm us or if the clouds would keep us cooler. We're a touch cooler in spots, but other spots, just like yesterday, up near 70 degrees once again. Just another stellar afternoon. But those clouds will start to build in. We do have our first in 2 rounds of rain that will be on the way tonight. You can see how as we go through time, those temperatures staying very mild tonight with a nice south-southeast wind. And yeah, we introduced some rain to the forecast as we get into the early morning hours. But until then, it's going to be a beautiful evening outside. You can see we did have some rain approaching on radar, but we still have that dry air in place. So all of that evaporated before it hit the ground, and that will be the case as we go throughout the rest of the evening. But the bigger picture shows a pretty impressive area of low pressure out in the plain states. This is really starting to fall apart, though, as it moves in. It's occluded, which means there's not a real push of warm or cold air with us, so the whole thing will fall apart. The bulk of the rain will be off towards our west. We'll just keep some scattered showers in the forecast tonight, and then especially early on tomorrow. The one thing that we'll continue to see, the warm air will continue to pump out of the south. We'll see another area of low pressure developing down in Texas. That will be round 2 of rain that will bring us some thunderstorms perhaps as we get on into your Thursday. But until then, your National Designmart hour-by-hour forecast, bringing some rain in tonight and tomorrow morning. Likely a run of the wipers as you're on your morning commute. Temperatures will start mild tomorrow, though, well up into the 50s. Watch what happens as we go throughout the day, though. We'll start to bring in some sun peaks, and I think by afternoon we're making another run at 70. It should be a beautiful end to the day tomorrow, whereas the beginning, yeah, we've got the shower chances. Wednesday night will be quiet as well, and then we start to talk that bigger system on Thursday. So let's take a look at that bigger system on Thursday. You can see, yeah, we go quiet Thursday morning, but there's that area of low pressure down towards Arkansas. This puppy is going to ramp up quickly as we get it into your Thursday night. I tried, and you can see Thursday night and Friday, we've got a pretty formidable area of some rain and even some storms. Likely another severe weather outbreak down to the south. Not anticipating severe weather here, but we'll have to keep an eye on some of those storms Thursday night. That system all moves out. We chill down on our Northeast Ohio Friday. The one thing you'll notice outside the rain and storms is this is going to be a wind maker. The first low that's going through tonight and tomorrow, yeah, we're going to see some breezy conditions around here. Winds will relax Thursday, but watch what happens Thursday night. Winds will really ramp up with this low, perhaps heading over 50 miles per hour at times Friday morning, and that will be a colder wind. And then just as quickly as it moves in, it'll move out, and we're talking calmer winds around here Friday night. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast, 60s to near 70 the next 2 days. Cooler air on Friday, and then the weekend, not looking terrible at this point. It's very spring-like, but we will be dealing with another system Sunday. It's going to bring some rain around here, and there's a chance of, Emmy, what's your favorite white thing that falls from the sky in the winter? Yeah, there's a chance of that as we get into Sunday as well. Again, I didn't say it. Emmy's in charge around here.
It's 2 days in a row, Matt made Emmy say the S word. Smart, Matt. Very smart.
Sure. Pass it off to your children. Use them as human shields. I see how you are. All right. Thank you so much, Matt. That is a spring-looking forecast, up and down,
I'll take
up and down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, next for us here on What's New, when 8 different Fast and the Furious movies aren't enough, what do? Well, of course, you make number 9. We'll tell you which famous actor's son will be making his debut.
And we've all heard the saying, caught with your hand in the cookie jar. We have a little guy who gets nailed trying to sneak cupcake frosting.
Uh-oh.
The evidence is undeniable. It's our Worth the Watch. And it's next.
Oh, that face.
All signs are pointing to a Hollywood reboot as we edge near the end of the pandemic. Kiara Cotton has information on 3 new series in the works in today's Pop Break.
Jamie Foxx is making his return to the world of acting. The Oscar award-winning star signed on to play Mike Tyson in a self-titled limited TV series. The series will be directed by Antoine Fuqua and Martin Scorsese, but is not to be confused with Hulu's Iron Mike, a series that Mike has publicly called tone deaf and cultural misappropriation. And Berserker, the comic book by Keanu Reeves, is being turned into a movie. Netflix announced yesterday that it has acquired the rights to the story and plans to release a movie, followed by a spin-off series. The movie tells the story of a berserker who has lived since ancient times and is now donating his fighting skills to the government in exchange for help researching his past. Reeves will star as the main character in the live action and reprise his role as the voice part in the anime series. The 9th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise is set to be released later this year, and it's time to usher in a new generation. According to reports, Vin Diesel's son, Vincent St. Clair, will be making his acting debut in the film. The 10-year-old boy will play the younger version of Vin Diesel's character, Dominic Toretto. The movie is set to hit theaters July 25th. Now, how cool is that? It's like the ultimate take your kid to work day. But I've got a fun fact for you. The first Fast and Furious film was released back in 2001. Back to you guys.
9
Wow.
Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's about what, one about every other year or so. Back to the Jamie Foxx thing. How good is he going to be at Mike Tyson? Because you're right, he absolutely transformed himself into Ray Charles. 15 minutes into the movie, I forgot that I wasn't watching Ray Charles. That's how good he was.
Yeah, and the two know each other, so it'll be very interesting to see how that comes around too. I got to get to this video. This is just so sweet. Moms and dads, you all know kids love their sweet treats, and they do just about anything to get those treats, whether they're allowed to have them or not. Well, in today's Worth a Watch, we're featuring a young North Carolina boy and the mystery of the cupcake frosting.
Who got to them cupcakes, TJ?
No.
Did you do it?
No. But you
didn't do this?
No. You did good.
You sure? This is your last chance.
No.
Are you sure? Did you do it?
No. Yes.
So you didn't push this chair over here, climb on there, and get them cupcakes?
No.
Who did this?
Oh my gosh.
Can you get mad at that? There's just no way he's too cute.
It's so precious. I love that they videotape it because every parent's going, yep, yeah, we had that too. We had our incident. And then you look at each other and start telling stories about that.
What's funny is when it's an only child, there's really, you did it and there's no denying it. But I love it when there's two in the mix. They will quickly look at the other one and say, I didn't do it.
Right.
My brother did it or my sister did it.
I blame my dad usually. We had a snack drawer and I would blame my dad. My mom knew exactly who it was, although sometimes she probably did question.
Too good. It was always me. I was always the one getting into the frosting.
I can totally see
I still
that.
get into the frosting at 55. Can't get enough.
Okay. All right, now coming up for the rest of us here in the next half hour of What's New. We told you yesterday kids fight off COVID much better than adults because of a stronger immune system. But how safe are Playdates during the pandemic? Man, we need to get some Playdates going on. Well, Matt Wins has the story.
Plus, Ohio's unemployment is shrinking, and there's even more good news on the horizon as another Ohio company plans to add a ton of jobs. We have the details coming up.
Plus, we're sharing the puppy love on this National Puppy Day. Pick some pretty pups when What's New comes right back. Oh.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Welcome back to the second half of What's New. Thanks for spending time with us on this gorgeous Tuesday. The weather's just been fantastic, Betsy. Spring comes, and then just like that, boom, it gets beautiful every day.
No more countdown to spring. It's here.
Now we can start our summer countdown. Probably a little too early.
To the boat launch, right? That's all there.
In my mind, that's already going.
It is World Puppy Day today, or you know, Puppy Day, very, very exciting time. It's also World Meteorological Day.
Is it?
Yeah, I know a lot of folks are more excited about the puppies than the Meteorological Day. I, for one, am on the Meteorological Day side of things. But yeah, it was on this date in 1950 that the World Meteorological Organization came together. So
very cool.
I like to celebrate that, certainly.
Very nice.
Well, we do want to have a mass shooting in Boulder, Colorado yesterday. Police say 10 people were killed at a King Soopers grocery store. One of the victims was Boulder police officer Eric Talley, who is a father of 7 and had been on the department for 11 years.
He cared about this community. He cared about Boulder Police Department. He cared about his family. And he was willing to die to protect others.
Very tough day for his colleagues there. Well, those who died range in age from 20 to 65 years old. Investigators say 21-year-old Ahmad Alyssa carried out the attack. They do not know why, but they do believe he acted alone. He's now facing 10 counts of first-degree murder. Today, the Boulder County District Attorney promised justice for all victims.
Betsy, here's your daily COVID numbers. Our new cases jumped up past our 14-day average. You can actually count on one hand the times that's happened in the past month. Ohio reporting 1,628 new coronavirus cases today. Our 14-day average, however, goes down from yesterday. It's now at 1,516. Our cases per 100,000 stands at 143, and we now have 2.88 million Ohioans with at least one COVID vaccine. Tomorrow, we will go over the 25% threshold statewide, meaning, Betsy, 1 in 4 Ohioans will have received at least one COVID shot.
And speaking of health care, this is a live look from Columbus, where President Biden is giving remarks on his American Rescue Plan and how it all comes together with health care in the United States. He visited the Ohio State's James Cancer Center Hospital this afternoon. During his visit, he toured the Department of Radiology and Oncology. We're keeping an eye on his speech, and we'll bring you the latest on what he said tonight on What Matters Most at 6. Now to our top talker, and the weather lately has certainly been a dream. Folks are ready to get out and about, and the kids definitely want to get out and about. They've been cooped up for the last year, not really able to play so much with their friends. And now that some restrictions are easing, many parents are wondering if it's safe for kids to have play dates again.
I know a lot of folks have thought about that. In this week's Doing Double Duty segment, Matt Wentz talked to a Cleveland Clinic physician about what spring and summer will look like this year. And Matt, you have 3 little ones in your house, and I'm sure they play marvelously together, but I'm also sure they have friends outside the house as well. What have you learned about play dates, and are they safe?
Well, Jay, I think that's a good question, and many parents are battling that. What exactly can we do safely right now, especially now that spring has sprung? So, you know, a lot of us thinking about getting the kids out. What exactly can we do with the neighbors? What exactly can we not do as these kids really miss their friends? I think in a nutshell, if we had to summarize it, we need to make sure that we're just continuing to stay safe.
There's a lot of optimism, a lot of reason to be hopeful that kids can have some play dates together very safely.
Dr. Joseph Kabaza, a pulmonary and critical care physician at the Cleveland Clinic, says that with more and more people getting vaccinated, the risk for kids' play dates gets lower and lower. But do keep this in mind.
Before any play date, even as we move forward with vaccinations, it's important to know if either of the children's schools have had any kind of outbreak, or if they specifically have had a classmate who had a recent COVID-19 infection.
We know that if a parent or grandparent has been vaccinated, that the rate of the child becoming infected is very low. But if a parent or grandparent hasn't been vaccinated yet, you might want to reconsider that play date. And when it comes to inside versus outside, well, outside's still the best.
Outdoors across the board is going to lower the risk substantially, even on top of the already lowered risks that we're seeing due to just people getting immunity.
Pool season is around the corner too, the time kids love to splash around together. So I asked Dr. Cabaza what his thoughts were on those shared spaces, with crowd control being a big factor in safety.
Luckily, we know that the virus does not live in water, so you can't really transmit it. Pool and distance from the pool from others is definitely adequate.
So the main takeaway is good news that kids can gather safely this spring and summer for play dates. But if you do want to be extra cautious, which I think we should be, here's 3 tips by a new study from Harvard Medical School. First, take a bike ride or a hike. We've got outdoor nature here all across Northeast Ohio. Play a backyard soccer game. You can play cornhole or badminton. And if parents are still not comfortable with play dates, virtual play dates are still very much encouraged. And guys, one of the things I think with this recent weather has been, all the kids have been getting outside. We've been talking to the neighbors. You've gone over and had some play dates and they've come over too. And we just make sure we do it safely, right? Yeah, we wash our hands and kind of stay apart, but still have fun, right? Yeah, absolutely. It's been a lot of fun to get outside. I'm telling you, and these kids nap like crazy too. But, as we go forward, I think it's nice that everyone can kind of get back together slowly, especially outside again.
It's so important for them to have those little social interactions, and it's been so hard to keep them away from that. And boy, it's going to be game on this summer. Just mask up, get that hand sanitizer ready, and have some fun. Thanks so much, Matt. Great insight.
Still ahead on What's New, our digital anchor Stephanie Haney has details of another free perk for those deciding to take the COVID vaccine.
And then, as we said, it's National Puppy Day. We're celebrating with 130 photos of puppies in sticky situations, how you can get a copy of a book and share the love.
Is that peanut butter?
I think
it's like peanut butter.
Hey Al, it's National Puppy Day and you can get free popcorn for getting the vaccine. Puppies galore. Okay. Cool.
Well, here's some good news. Northeast Ohio's beloved Swenson's is at it again. The burger chain started construction at a new site in Willoughby today. Happening right now, in fact, they are celebrating with their food truck. Here's what they're doing. The company is handing out 100 Galley Boy burgers to the first 100 people. You can hear people racing out the door now. Right? The event goes until 7 o'clock tonight. It's located on Euclid Avenue near the intersection of Som Center Road in Willoughby. Betsy, I know you love them. Do you have a favorite from Swenson's?
Standard order is a double cheeseburger with mustard, ketchup, pickle, onion rings, and an Ohio. If you have never eaten there before, they have sodas. There's Florida, Ohio, and California, and it's basically ginger ale mixed with flavored sodas. So Florida is orange and ginger ale, California is grape and ginger ale, Ohio is cherry and ginger ale, and their milkshakes are really good too. So if you're in the gluttony, chocolate milkshake all the way.
Man, you just made my stomach growl. I'm not kidding.
I was talking barbecue the last half hour. Now I got Swenson's on my mind.
Unbelievable. I love Swenson's burgers. So good. So good.
So delicious. Man, a lot of folks have been grilling out recently because of this beautiful weather that we have had happening. And Matt Wentz, you know, whether it's the barbecue that's on or you just want to sit outside and eat, we have just really been able to take advantage of this stretch of weather. But what spring giveth, spring taketh away.
I love that motto, Betsy. That's just so accurate. Betsy, real quick, I just had a flashback, and I just couldn't stop laughing about Jay's first run with the Shamrock Shake last year. Just
we have to do that again.
Oh, I know.
Well, I think he'd never had a Shamrock Shake before.
I don't think we could. And I don't think we could do his reaction like we did last year. I mean, it's like a kid first seeing Santa Claus. Unbelievable.
We almost had to censor it. It was that good. So.
We did. It was crazy. All right, let's talk temperatures outside. 69 degrees officially at Cleveland today, officially 69 at Akron and Mansfield today. What I want to show you, we've talked about this the last couple of nights, is just the range of possibilities this time of year. 81 degrees, the record high. It's been as cold as 5 degrees. It could just be all over the board in March. We happen to fall in the warmer spectrum over the last couple of days. Still 60s outside. We're not going to drop very quickly tonight because we've got a little bit more moisture in the atmosphere. It's not quite as bone dry out there. We also have these clouds that'll be moving in with some rain showers. So temperatures tonight falling back into the 50s. Notice the shower chances increasing as we go throughout the overnight. No rain here this evening. So if you have plans to get out to Swenson's, or I don't think they sponsor this forecast, but that's okay. They're equally as good. Or maybe going for a walk in the neighborhood. You're looking A-OK. You can see the vigorous area low pressure off towards our west. Looks like a lot, but that whole system's going to stay west of us. We're just going to get a scattering of showers as it kind of falls apart. But the warm air is going to stick around, not just tomorrow, but Thursday as well, before we start to bring in some cooler air for the weekend. And we do have some rain, even some storm chances in between now and then. Let's take you through it. Your National Design Mart hour by our forecast. There's the rain moving in. Morning rush hour, we'll have a scattering of showers around, likely just light to moderate rain at best, nothing particularly heavy, but we should start to clear things out throughout our Wednesday. We'll see some sun peaks as we get throughout the afternoon, and a nice southwest wind will bring our temperatures right to where they are right now in the upper 60s to near 70. Should be a beautiful end to our Wednesday. It's Thursday that we start to bring in some rainfall chances, and in terms of rain, boy, we could use it. You look at the number at the very bottom of your screen, Cleveland about 3.5 inches below average on the year so far. It's been a very dry spring so far. I know a lot of us not complaining about it because we don't have the mud, but these plants and all the foliage is going to need this, and we are going to get some rain over the next couple of days. Heaviest will be off towards the west, but it does look like we're going to get a pretty good soaking, and that comes Thursday night and Friday. Here's a look at that system with your Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. We're up to 70s. Low 70s on Thursday. Rain and storm chances will work in late. This system's going to be a wind maker as well. That wind will really ramp up Thursday night. Friday, we'll have some lingering showers with a lot of wind Friday morning. And then, Betsy, for the weekend, we start to track the next system in this very fast-moving pattern on Sunday, and that'll bring us back down. Roller coaster continues here for the month of March.
It does continue, and boy, we were chatting about wet snowflake possibilities, and it's just a reminder that that precipitation accumulation does also include liquid equivalent of all the snow, too. So, let's slow that roll a little bit. All right, thanks so much, Matt.
All right now it's time to see what is clicking in Cleveland. For that, we bring in our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. And Stephanie, I'm in a great mood because I know you're going to be talking about puppies later.
So
So many puppies, so many puppies. First up, we're talking about all the free perks that are available for people who are getting the COVID-19 vaccine. We're seeing more and more of this. Yesterday was something sweet. Today it's a salty snack. Cleveland Cinemas is offering free popcorn buckets when you show your COVID vaccination record and you buy anything else. Now this is good at both Cedar Lee Theater and Chagrin Cinemas. That's starting now through April 30th. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of this kind of thing. Okay, yes, today is National Puppy Day, and we have gotten so many photos of your furry friends through the WKYC app. Check this out. This little grand pup is Maureen Zalewski's grand pup, in the sun, hanging out on the grass. And just look at this trio hanging out. Those ones look like they're plotting something to me. Here's Brandy and Buster saying, "No paparazzi, please," in Macedonia. And Emmy from the Alicia family is saving big money at Menards. That's what they said. These two best buddies belong to Malia Roman in Illyria. And here's Scarlett getting into trouble as a puppy. That's from Judy in Brunswick. Jay, I'm pretty sure that Scarlett is a golden there, so I put her in there in honor of your babies you got at home.
She is a golden, and a beautiful golden at that. Okay, so as long as we're on this National Puppy Day, you just talked to the author of a puppy book on your latest podcast. Tell us about his new book.
Oh my gosh, Jay, this book. This is Lakewood pet photographer Greg Murray's third book. It's the sequel to his first book, which was called Peanut Butter Dogs. This one is called Peanut Butter Puppies, and it's been featured on the Today Show and in People magazine. Now, he photographed 70 rescue puppies for it, and they are licking peanut butter off of their cute little faces. You can imagine this would be a very tough call, but Greg does tell me that he has a favorite photo.
It's Bug. And Bug is on the cover of the book, with the blue background, top left corner, and it's just like a super happy photo. It sticks out to me as my favorite photo. I mean, I obviously love all the photos, but you know, there's always that one, and it's Bug.
You know, Bug is great, but he's right. They are all great. Just take a look at these. Now, because Greg hit his pre-order goal, tonight during his virtual book launch party, he's drawing 3 names out of the rescues he worked with for the book. These are all rescue puppies, and each one of those rescues will get $1,000. That's happening from 7 to 9 p.m. Now, Greg tells me where you can pick up the book around here on my 3 Things to Know with Stephanie Haney podcast. That's linked online, Jay. That's also linked with his social media accounts, so you can get to that launch party. That's at WKYC.com/3 Things to Know.
All right, very good. And the puppies are absolutely adorable. Stephanie, thanks. We appreciate it. Bets?
Still ahead on what's new. There's a local company hiring hundreds of new employees. How you can get in on the Career Expo and possibly score a new career.
Then we'll keep the puppy fun going. Where you can find the new dog park / bar.
Boom.
That's a real thing.
That is entrepreneurial spirit at its finest.
That's a win-win.
Very smart. All right, well, in honor of National Puppy Day, we're asking you, on average, how many puppies are born each day around the world? Is it 360,000, 750,000, or 1.2 million? The answer when we come back.
I'll try to reset it here, and then.
All right, before the break, we asked how many puppies are born around the world each day. Jay, any guesses on this giant number?
I'm going to go with 1 million because I remember hearing, now it's been some time, but I remember hearing that 1 million dogs a day are born.
It is. It's 1.2 million, according to Purina, and that is 3 times more than human babies. There are some that would say their fur babies are their babies, so it doesn't really matter if it's furry or human.
That's amazing. They're taking over the planet. That's
Thank
unbelievable.
Goodness. One kiss at a time. All right, we have some news on the jobs front, and it is good news. Ohio's unemployment rate is slowly shrinking. It's down to 5.3% in January. Get this, versus the high, do you remember, last May, 16.4%. Wow. That is a huge drop. And now comes word of more available jobs. An Ohio-based company is looking to fill more than 100 positions in all different sectors this week. Here's consumer investigator Danielle Serino with all the details.
The mortgage business may not be the sexiest of careers, but Union Home Mortgage is not your typical finance company. Headquartered in Strongsville, it continues to be ranked a nationwide top workplace because of its culture and commitment to its employees, known as partners. And its CEO, Ohio native Bill Cosgrove, was just named Entrepreneur of the Year.
Our world-class culture is unlike anything else in the mortgage business.
And now's your chance to get in on the action. As part of a major expansion, which includes hiring 450 employees, this week the company's holding Opportunity Knocks, a virtual career expo with openings in more than 15 different sectors.
That is, if you have an opportunity to accept a job that you don't feel completely qualified for yet, take the opportunity and figure it out. You absolutely can do it, and you can always ask for help along the way.
The company's hired its first ever diversity and inclusion officer.
My job will be to assist with managers, with partners, in creating that diverse representation throughout the company.
It's also looking to cultivate young talent, partnering with Baldwin Wallace University. It's become somewhat of a feeder school for the company, which has more than 100 paid interns at a given time.
What's also unique about their program, too, I think, is the mentoring that they provide. So I think all of their interns and early career hires are, working with a mentor. They have access to senior leadership to kind of work and grow in their career.
They're even opening a career studio to prep students for all types of jobs, working with them on writing resumes and cover letters, as well as how to present themselves at interviews through its career closet.
Students can go and they can pick out a professional outfit for whatever kind of professional need they have, such as interviews, networking events, professional development even.
The rest of us may not get as much help, but UHM still wants to meet Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and on Thursday from 4 to 7 p.m.
We've always been very passionate through the company and also through our foundation to really build that talent pipeline in Northeast Ohio.
The Union Home Mortgage Career Expo will feature live webinars where you can connect with company leadership and recruiters to discuss opportunities in more than 15 sectors, including sales, IT, and finance. There's a link on our website where you can register. I'm Danielle Serino, 3 News.
Danielle, thanks. Well, next, it's a story you've got to see to believe. It's a beer lover and dog lover's dream come true. We're going to take you to the new dog park/bar. It's in Cleveland.
Then on What Matters Most at 6, we'll have the latest on the mass shooting in Colorado, what we've learned about the victims and the shooter in a live report from Boulder.
Oh, I hate that.
They're talking to you? Mic check?
Yeah, I just heard him. Oh,
okay.
my knee. I'm getting to it, baby. My knee is bad. I can't even bend over anymore like I used to. We are out here on Brook Park Road. We passed about 17 adult bookstores. I forgot that's how Brook Park Road is. I came down here, I was like, I totally forgot about that.
Yes, I do.
Check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3 4. Hi, Al. Testing 1 2 3 4.
Hey, Cleveland, I can. Good evening.
Hey, mic check, it's Romney. Woo, that was a tight turn.
All right, we wrap up this edition of What's New with Show Us Something Good. Who doesn't love dogs and beer? This week, the first dog park / bar opened in Cleveland. It's called Taps and Tails. It's located on Train Avenue. You can visit with your pup indoors or outdoors and have a few brews, plus enjoy their food trucks. So here are the details. If you visit without a dog, it's free. Otherwise, you'll have to buy a guest pass or a membership so you can go all the time. Your pups must be up to date on their shots.
Brilliant.
That's kind of cool.
Love it. Get them outside, let them run around. You get outside, you run around, socially distance, beverages. Now we just need the nice weather to go with it.
That one dog had a handkerchief that said drinking buddy. There you go. It's appropriate on National Puppy Day.
Very.
We're out of time, but I hope you know by now we're back every day, Monday through Friday. We'll see you tomorrow at 5.
What Matters Most with Russ and Laura starts right now.
Deadly Attack,